everybody. How are we today? So, we are all here to speak to a person we are also very, very fond of. So let's give a hand for J. August Richards. Oh,
I was going to ask if I got a microphone. Hi, everybody. Hi, it's nice to be here in Canada. Thank you for having me. How's everybody doing? Nice. You look amazing. I see a lot of cool costumes. I'm in costume today, too. I am in costume as hipster Fred Flintstone. That's it.
All right, so how this is going to work is we've got our microphone right there, and of course, anyone can come up and ask him a question, and he'll answer it probably to the best of his ability.
Yes.
So I guess I'm going to go and start us off with a question.
Okay.
Back when on Angel in season 5, when you went from being, the muscle to the lawyer, was that difficult to make that transition, or?
Can I tell you something funny about people referring to Gunn as the muscle? I remember the very first shirtless scene I had to do on Angel. I remember saying to Joss, thank you. I remember saying to Joss, after we do this scene, you're going to have to stop referring to me as the muscle. Because I don't really think of myself as having muscles. But yeah, so anyway, making that transition was, it was really cool. And I really owe Joss a big favor because when Gunn became a lawyer in the last season, after that, for some reason, I got a lot of roles as lawyers, I guess because people felt like they could see it or they had already seen it and knew that I could do it. So it was a cool transition. And then Gunn kind of went back to his, original ways by the end of that season. So, and I like playing him that way, but I love working with Joss because his characters just grow so exponentially. So it was a lot of fun. It was really cool to get to do something different.
All right, excellent. So we have our first question right here.
Hi there, welcome to Halifax.
Thank you so much. It's nice to be here.
Thanks, good to have you. I asked Jewel State this earlier, but realized with you here I could actually ask the same thing and it works both well. You had to read dialogue written by Joss Whedon and all that stuff like that. Did you have any trouble tripping over it or having a mouthful of it? Or was it easy for you to get out?
Well, my mind works in a very tangential way. And so I just like to say what comes to mind. But you just took me back to my first audition for Angel when the character's name was Day, like the opposite of night. His name was Day. I had never seen the show before, and I'd never seen Buffy before, or Angel for that matter. And it was funny because, and I'm going to go on a long non sequitur, and then I'm going to come back to this. But I remember I was a young actor, and I'd gone out for a lot of series regular parts, and I wasn't getting any of them, and I was really, really frustrated. And I remember sitting outside of the audition. I had worked on the piece, and I really didn't know how I was going to do it. The scene that I auditioned with to play Gunn, the scene went something like this. I hate you, Angel. I hate all vampires. Anybody who's a vampire is going to die. I'm going to kill all vampires. I hate vampires. Vampires suck. You suck. Everybody sucks. Vampires suck. And that was the whole scene, right? So I really was kind of frustrated because I wasn't really booking any of the roles, series regular roles, and I was really frustrated. And I remember sitting outside of the audition talking to my manager on a payphone because cell phones weren't that popular back then. So I was on the payphone, and I remember telling her, I was like, I don't want to go in for this. I can't go in for this. I don't know what to do with the material. It's just 2 pages of me yelling at this vampire. I don't know how to play this. I'm just, he's like a street kid. He's homeless, and he hates vampires, and he's a vampire killer. I don't know how to do this. So my manager at the time, she just said, honey, just go in for it. Just go in. Please just go in. You're so close. Just go in. So I got to the audition, and right before I walked in the room, I heard the voice of Meryl Streep. Yes, believe it or not, Meryl Streep was on this show called Inside the Actors Studio, and I watched it religiously. I thought it was brilliant, and I remembered something she said when she was talking about acting. She said, always examine the opposite of what you're saying. And so as I walked through the door, I thought, oh, okay, I'm a street kid, and my parents, I'm an orphan probably, and my parents weren't there for me, and I really do want to work with Angel. I just don't know how to say it. So if I push him away from me, he will prove to me that he believes in me and he'll want to work with me. So this was all going through my mind before I walked in, and then suddenly the scene just came alive. It just made such perfect sense. And I had dyed my hair red for the audition because the main casting director for the WB felt I was too clean cut for the role. So I dyed my hair red, and I had hair at the time. It was more than this. And I just remember finishing the scene and knowing that I nailed it. And I didn't know who Joss was at the time, but I remember this guy looking at me after I finished the audition, and he looks at me and he goes, "Is that a spray?" And it actually was a spray. It was like this hairspray dye that I'd sprayed all my hair with. I was like, "Oh, yeah, it's a spray, but I could take it out." He was like, No, keep it. My wife's hair is that color. So then they called me back and said, "You're gonna test for the role." And I was like, "Okay, well, me and how many actors?" And they were like, "You're the only one. You're the only person they saw that they liked." So that was my audition story. So to answer your question, there's a rhythm to Joss's dialogue that, either you kind of instinctively understand or you come to learn. I remember one of the lines from my audition was, "Vampire, period, fight, period, dust, period, party, period." But I thought my sides were messed up, so I thought the word dust said duet. So I went, "Vampire, fight, duet, party." And I just thought duet, me and him fighting, it's a duet. So it takes a minute to get used to, but I feel like he talks like that too. He talks like that, and everyone who writes for him has that same cadence. So once you figure it out, it's pretty easy to deliver.
Thank you.
Damn, that was a long answer. I'm gonna shorten my answers, I promise.
Oh, no, that's okay.
They all become yes and no. No. Exactly. Yes, next, no.
I just have a couple of quick questions for you.
Sweet, I'll answer quickly.
Well, one, it was great to see you on S.H.I.E.L.D. It was
Thank
great. Do we have any hope to see you again on S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Can't answer that.
Can't answer that.
Quick answer.
We'll look forward to it then.
You're gonna get me in trouble. I didn't say anything.
Okay.
I mean, no, I can't answer that. Oh my God.
Yeah, the second question I wanted to ask you, one of the things I really...
Oh no, you're taping this. I'm gonna have to confiscate your video.
One of the things I really enjoyed about Angel when...
Wait a minute, the whole thing is being taped.
It is.
God. Oh no, I'm in trouble.
You really had 3 alpha males on that set with you, Angel, and ultimately Wesley actually became a bit of an alpha male himself. 2.5. Okay, we'll go there. How did you play that? Because you did a really great job of maintaining that tension between you and Angel as alpha males. How did you manage to pull that off?
Well, you missed one of the alpha males. I feel there were 4. Lauren. My good friend Andy Hallett. That was definitely a source of tension, and I really liked that because I joined the group, I wasn't suddenly somebody that didn't have his own voice. I enjoyed the fact that I still had my own voice. I disagreed with Angel when I disagreed with him. You know, I never felt like Angel and Gunn were buddy-buddy, and in my mind, honestly, I felt that Wesley was Gunn's best friend. You know, and also I think our chemistry or our relationship off camera, people could feel on camera because we were very close. And so, yeah, I mean, I think that's the strength of Joss's shows is that the characters all have their own identity and that they never lose it just because they're working together.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hi.
And just on a side note, I just want to say this because I've never been able to say this publicly, but you know, I rehearsed that wall climbing scene for 2 days straight, and it lasted 15 seconds at the most. I was really upset about that. I rehearsed that so much. Okay.
Hal-Con.